Angie.
Yes.
Ni aje.
Poa sana.
Like unaimbanga yani. Kwa sababu songs to me, songs maze, songs unikumbusha mbali. Actually my life nimekuwa each song that has played or has been an highlight for me. Imekuwa in seasonal. In explain a certain season. So karibuni sana, by the way. This is our channel, Diary of Hope, Story of Hope. And today I'm with my friend Angie,
Yes,
who is singing, but also she's very good with the guitar. And we also work with her at Oasis Chaplains. So shangai tuko wapi, ni church gani. Basically sifanyanga huduma. Sio huduma. So today I'm just telling Angie my story. I'm sharing with Angie what I've been through. First of all, for her to, because I know she's looking up to me. Ajue mistake. 100%. Ajue mistakes ili do. Na ajue pia where God inspired, so that she can also believe in the God I serve. Sasa, so karibuni sana. Now, Angie, nakwambia songs in my life yani imekuwa ikinispikia sana. Today I'll tell you a story about my academic scar. I know it's weird, scar. Scar. There's a wound that was formed by academic. And now imagine bana. Si ati liko danda, si ati liko
kidonda ya masomo. Kiswahili translation.
Yes, kidonda ya masomo. Waswahili kidonda ya masomo. Anyway, so when I was in Form 2, but before I get to that, now imagine I'm taking you through this journey. Nimefanya exams zangu za masters. Exams zilikuwa ngori kiasi, but kawaida nilikuwa na confidence flani too, that I have done this before, because I was doing that exam in extreme pain. I was in pain. Any pain ilikuwa mbaya yani. So nikaambiwa na our principal then in the master's program that will you mind take a break or just continue with it. But my concern was there was no special exam if you missed. Kampo kuna special exam, so if you miss ulikuwa mgonjwa, you can do it later. But there was no that option in that program. So nikasema kama mbaya. I went and did the exam in extreme pain. I was holding myself, mguu inauma saa hizo. I had something called a vascular necrosis. So bila nyuma nikafanya kama exams, and the results it took long and it haunted me. Ni kama tu KCSE unakumbuka ulijaza kitu alafu kitu unaikumbuka ama mlidiscuss after exam.
Unakumbuka after.
So inakuhaunt, hiyo ndio itakufailisha. So I was like that. So exam results come. So kama nikiingia kwa ofisi, jamaa kaniangalia kwa sura, lakini hakuwa na hiyo facial expression ya kubambika. Like he was about to tell me something heavy. Like a sad news.
Inafanya unakuwa anxious.
Akaniambia ETEMESIS, unfortunately you didn't pass. And since first time pia because I was sick the whole year. First time pia failed kadhaa, after we failed kadhaa, we are sorry but we are discontinuing you. You will crash. Because I'd paid a lot of money for that master's program. My whole life came crumbling down. And I remembered something. Now, this something is what I want to tell you. Now, in Form 2, back then, nyuma kabisa, in Form 2, a certain old mama, your family friend, I think, alikuja na excitement one day in the morning. Akaniambia, ETEMESIS, jana niliota. So I'm excited, uliotaje, niko na madoa ama niko. Akaniambia, niliota wewe umekuwa pastor. Hiyo kitu ni break. Because mimi na
napanga hiyo sana.
Sijui bala. But there's a certain level ukiwa pasi, unataka there's a certain face. Na mimi mazee looking at back in my life, mimi nilikuwa afu nilikuwa nataka kuwa the cool guy. Unajua kwa pasi kwa CFD mazee. Kwanza mimi napenda local. Imagine local music yani. Sikio tukasikiza wakina Isa, sino hiyo MV kina Isa na nika Nameless Mr. Nice. Kuko kapanda baiskeli. Yes, those days. So akaniambia kwa pasi. So I told myself I will evade that calling with all that I have. So mimi nilikuwa nasoma. Ni video thing. In my mind nilikuwa jua kwa mapasi wote ni watu walifail. Sorry to say that. That was my thought, my school of thought. Ndio kufail exams. Unafail exam au utakuwa sawa pasi. Hakuna option nyingine. So poleni sana mapasi. Oi poleni sana mimi ama pasta.
That was just the back then.
By back then. So akaniambia hivyo manze I started reading manze. Unfortunately, I passed. I went to Campo. Campo I did a course being a Luo. My blood is Luya, but my swag is Luo. I wanted that name. Ile cause kali unaambia mse, but what do you do? You mention a certain name, wanakuinamia. So I chose a course called medical microbiology. There's a joke in Luo. It says biology is it's a Luo statement saying kutembea imechosha watu, biology. So I did medical microbiology. Having the medical part was so interesting. Some of you medic and all that. So I went to campus and did that. My year in Campo ilikuwa up and down because if you don't know, I was born with sickle cell anemia. So there's a time in campus I was getting sick oftenly. And I used to stay outside. So the leadership there, the student leadership, wakazusha, wakasema niishe ndani and all that. Because ambulance ikitoko nje haikam, ama ikam on time. So I was given, so as long as you go down. Then ambulance iko nakuja all the time, kunipeleka OC. I remember I started highlight ni mabesi zangu wa chuo, tulikuwa nao ministry flying to changers. Walipanda ambulance na mimi. Then niko in pain. Awa naimba ma gospel hizo, ona praise God, naimba worship, wana pray. Hadi tukafika Mata. And that time I was sick. Hadi on my face paralyzed. Ilikuwa kama minor stroke or something.
Like one side.
One side of my face. So I was that sick.
Okay.
I was sick at oxygen sina. I remember my mom asking the doctors, you don't have ICU? Tumpeleke. And my mom called my hematologist. Nilikuwa kababi, nilikuwa na doctor wangu special.
Lazima tu ukue.
Lazima mazee. But unfortunately kuna watu wengine hawana nini. And that is very, I know, economy yetu mazee na kwa board personal doctor ni hard. So me, I was fortunate that time. So the doctor came and just treated me. First of all, he removed all painkillers, so I was in pain. Pain excruciating yani. So anyway, leaving that, so I thought it was up and down. It was down. So here I go, nikamaliza. The day of graduation, I talked to someone who was working somewhere in Cambridge, and he organized for me, akaniconnect, nikapata place Cambridge as an intern. Nimejazika. So niko far away from church. Remember, naipa nini? Naipa kanisa. Nika Jona yani. Ushapanda meli ya oni Nineve unaenda place yako tu. So naipa God ka kitu kingine. So nikafanya hivyo nikafanya for 2 years, 3 years. Cambridge nikapata madol, kena matrip, maitonga padiem. Hapo nilijuanga padiem na mashanini. So people were fighting, and my name actually got into the list of padiem by God's grace, because people were fighting for that position. Nupate do katikati ya month. So that was my life until one day in Cambridge a program is supported by funds. So funds ikiwa kidogo pia kuna mnakatwa, kuna mali mnachujwa wengine. So kichujwa yetu ilikuwa through interview. So I was so naive in regards to interview. I didn't know some things. One of my highlight career interview, I was asked, ETEMESIS, if you work like in your lab work, and a client is so happy with your work and gives you money, what will you do with that money? Hey, me Christianese, mesema hapo manze, first of all 10% I give to church, that is my tithe.
Yes.
And I'm looking at their faces like they're wondering, okay, who are happy? Yeah? As in, I was so naive, not knowing, in Gava, ukifanya kitu Gava, mtu akipatia do, ufai kuchukua.
Oh.
That's a corruption, because you are paid for that work.
Okay.
So ufai kuchukua set hizo mani. Aki insist unaambia give to my supervisor.
Oh.
So that's a lesson also to you. Ukipata job Gava, useme 10% ni ya church, ni ya pasi wangu ete.
So like walikuwa wanakupima yani.
Wanipima. That's hiyo ndio interview poa. Kupimwa yenyewe. Sometimes tunajichujanga yenyewe without knowing. Unafaa to research, ujue the place where you are, what's the requirement and what's the expectation of that place. So me I failed. So kufail, mother alikuwa na pesa, nikamwambia mother mimi nitafanya masters. Akaniambia sawa. Nikalipiwa masters. So masters nikafanya. Kumbuka my intention is kuepa church, kuepa God. So nikafanya masters. Ilikuwa as in, it was a long time since I studied. So ilikuwa kama masomo ya Gumbaru, doing maths. Maths. Yuko ni maths waleka kwa biology, statistics. Ilitulemea your time. Ilitulemea. So your time nikifanya masters. Nilikuwa na mwana mguu sana. Na hii mguu, I was on painkillers. Ni siko sili ya kawaida, so I use these painkillers more. Kumbe, this leg was not getting enough blood. As a condition the doctor called a vascular necrosis. Necrosis is dying of the cells. So it was dying. So imefika wakati ya masomo tu, maze nimeshindwa hata kutembea. I started using crutches. I was admitted and the doctor said, maze, we want to save your leg. Sikio nikapatiwa transfusion ya blood. Nilipatiwa transfusion ya blood. Pints mob sana. He was saying, I want to save your leg. And I didn't understand at that moment. But even after discharge, I was not walking. I was on crutches. And masomo inanigojea, ikusimama sabi yangu. So I was expected to pass.
Yeah.
I used to do my continuous assessment test, that's CAT. Nikafanya CAT, my special. Every time, watu wakifanya CAT, niko OC. So, looking back,
most of them ulikuwa unafanya OC.
No, nilikuwa fanya kama washafanya na kam naambia lecturer sikufanya. So nipatia CAT special hivi. Okay. So looking back ni kama waku add. Ukishafanya is like ni kama wakuzieka cause CAT continuous assessment test inaadiwa na final exam upate third grade. So ukiangalia transcript yangu hiyo by then wakiniambia nimefail walikuwa meka F. Na F hakuna kwa grading system. F is either you didn't do that exam and all that. Ukipata E ndo ulifail. Hiyo ni soup ama umefail kabisa. So nikaanza hiyo nikafanya hiyo special exam. So hiyo ndo nikafika nikafanya exam na pain and the exam came. I did. Results came. I was discontinued. So ilikuwa mwaka depression because it happened in November heading to December. So January of that year, I think 2013, I was depressed. I was not working, first of all. Sikuwa sina contract. Niko tu home. Nimefail. For the first time, nimefail. Unashangaa ni blame ugonjwa ama ni blame danda yangu. Yani I used to hate. I used to hate myself.
No.
So kuna two friends of mine. They know. They listen to her. And you are a blessing. Narita, you are a blessing. They were into their marriage. Then they wedded in December.
Okay.
So hiyo mwaka 2013 they purposed or they committed to come and pray for me on a daily basis.
Wow.
Maze mimi I was down. I was depressed. So story ya God staki. Kwanza amenyala unikafeilaje. So them coming was ilikuwa ni chosha. Mpoli to say that day, no, but ilikuwa maze nilikuwa na feel not again. Na mkasa mbili hivi. Odi maze sometimes kunanyesha najua leo atakam. Odi yeah. So me I was thinking, Mariana, see we have time, they are time together. Wacha kunishughulikia mimi maze mimi nimefail. Kwa hiyo nimefail tu sana yani. So that year they prayed. They even fasted for me. And I was not feeling the spiritual vibe your time. But pole, with their coming, consistency, I started feeling God. And God, I think God had a plan. And certain songs now started speaking to my life. A song like, I Give Myself Away. You know the song, utatuplay your song. You know the song, iliniongelesha kwa sababu, it's like God was telling me something. He was telling me, if you give yourself fully to me, you will walk. Believe me when I say that. And maze, me naambia God maze, the science I have learned. Ni science. Yezi baka hip replacement, ani baka doka fanye kitu, nikienda kwa doka wasema you can't walk until you perform that surgery, you undergo that surgery. So mimi maombi, I didn't see the place of prayer. Maybe just to make me feel better, but emotionally better. But in terms of healing, science ikuruhusu. So they started praying. A certain song started speaking to my life, like I give myself away. And God was telling me, just give yourself to me, and I will make it work for you. And that year, before I even walked, there was an advertisement of ministry internship. And before even it was advertised, our senior pastor then, Pastor Bob Kikuyu, and Pastor Eric Aluma, say nguvu sana, and we had a friend of mine called Pius. They came, and DJ Ken, they came to visit me in that state I was. And Pastor kanambia, hey, maze, me I'm thinking you are called for this. Me I'm like, yes, I know. Me personally, I knew what God was calling me, but I fight. So unajua, I fight kabisa. So wakaenda, and I was thinking about it. Then one night, in my sleeping, I heard the voice of God telling me, ETEMESIS, it's time for you to come and work for me. Asubuhi nikaamka nikasema, sawa. You know, when I applied that job, after I applied, nikatembea. And God defy all odds. Defy the his word. Imagine, he keeps his word. Yani. I walked. I don't know if you believe, but me, I saw God working in my life. I walked because I was using crutches, and I was always in pain. But that time, I walked. 2013 was my worst year, but also my best year, because I gave myself wholly to God. Yes, so I don't know what you're trusting God. Say, Angie. I understand even your education. You're trusting God for something. Because, udem ni chopi mbaya. Simone hapa na gitaa ni chopi mbaya. Aliko mitwa kampo. Akona ka calling letter kampo. I know your story. One day, at that show. One day. Very soon. So, Angie, the God that I'm serving is a God who is not a man to lie, not a son of man to change his mind. True. I have tasted, I have witnessed, and I have seen. I know you're going through something, season in your life, but in this season, my prayer for you is shikilia God, believe in him. Najua see my pastor sometimes not disappoint, Christianity not disappoint, but just know it's not Christianity which has called you. It's not religious. Muambianga say, you day to tender heaven. Hawatasema watu wa Anglican side, watu wa Catholic side, na faith yake, faith itakuwa gate pass yako. If you had faith in God, that will be a gate pass. So Angie, I have seen God in education. In that, I failed in my masters, but that scar reminds me of God's goodness and greatness and the working power of God. And also how God works with people who have given themselves fully. I know grace, you said, it's an unmerited favor, favor that we don't deserve, but we get it anyway. But also there's another level that you go with God where you give yourself. Romans 12:1 says, you give yourself as a living sacrifice. And our pastor used to say, living sacrifice, na kwa ile moto tu, yani umejipatiana kwa kama sacrifice. So moto na kuchoma, you feel uncomfortable, but you're still saying, I'm staying here because I've given myself to God. And that uncomfortability is what is happening around you. Maybe your friends are moving on. Umeshikilia tu na God, you're still trusting with God afungue njia. You see, madem fulani wamesema, mimi naangukia ka sponsor, niende tu na ka sponsor nifungulie njia, unajua? But you are thinking you're there and you're unakula shida na unaona, iko unakula shida na uko na assets. Unaona? So I saw that. But when I gave myself away, God came through. Yes.
So inspiring. Well, so inspiring. Giving that testimony gives you that strength. Sema, if God did it for ETEMESIS, I give myself to you.
And that's all for today. Asante sana. Yes.